Hello, Siouxland, and welcome to another episode of Focus on the Community. I'm your host, Eloy Garza, and tonight I have Mary with the Sioux City Public Museum. Hey, Mary.
Hello.
Now, could you please pronounce your last name? It's not the easiest.
Green-Warnstadt.
There you go. That's a nice little mouthful. Awesome. So the Sioux City Public Museum. What a great place. I've been there a few times. Now, it's my understanding that this next coming month in May, there's going to be a special, there's like something special going on.
Right. Well, May is Historic Preservation Month, and in Sioux City we celebrate that during the first week of May.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So what all does that entail?
Well, so we have a few different things going on. Right now we have our Sioux City History Projects exhibit going on, and that is all the projects that fourth graders have worked up throughout the school year.
Okay.
We have models of different landmarks throughout the community, different things that have been in the community and that have maybe disappeared throughout the years, such as different structures and that kind of thing. We've had the historic banks and that kind of thing, and different historic buildings, and then the things that are here now that we need to appreciate. So I think it's kind of a neat way for kids to incorporate what they've learned in their fourth grade history studies and incorporate it into the museum. And of course, during this time, we have a huge amount of school groups coming in through the museum to look at the projects, see the ones that their school did, and the kids have a great time. They even vote on which one they like the best.
Wow, that's awesome. So what schools participate in this event? Oh,
there's several, about 14 or 15 around the Sioux City community. We have a couple of the private schools and the public schools, and it's a wide variety. And we have 60 projects on display this year.
Wow.
So yeah, that's kind of, I think, a high maybe for us.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
That's a lot of work getting all those in such a limited space we have at the Pierce Mansion.
Wow, so now, okay, you said some monuments, some old monuments and historic monuments. What monuments would they have done?
A popular one is the Floyd Monument, the First Bride's Grave, and then one of the neat ones we have this year that represents something historic in the community is the diving elk. They actually have a little elk diving off a platform. So that was something that happened in the Riverside Park area, and so that's kind of remembering something.
I mean, not recently though, but
no, I would think.
I haven't heard of that.
Oh, okay. No, that was, I'm trying to think exactly when that was, probably the early, 1920 era, that kind of thing. Okay.
So definitely digging up some history in the fourth grade history class.
Right.
Wow, that's great. Now, I see you brought a picture, and one of the figures is the Corn Palace.
Right.
Now, I've never actually seen the Corn Palace.
Okay.
So
Well, the Sioux City actually had the first corn palaces. We had a series of, I believe, 5 throughout the 1880s and early 1890s. And this was predated Mitchell, South Dakota, which a lot of people think of when they think of corn palaces. And so we had, and they were grand structures in the middle of downtown, several blocks long. And they were made entirely out of agricultural products, not just corn. And it was a way to market Sioux City, to kind of say we are the breadbasket of the United States. And they would advertise them all over the country, have special trains going all over the country.
Wow.
And just
big tourist attractions.
Right.
Definitely.
And they'd only stay out for about 2 to 3 weeks, and then they would tear them down. And it was kind of, they were totally made of wood. And a group actually looked at trying to resurrect the whole idea, but with today's building code, you can never do anything like that. So, but they were just great things. We have some wonderful historic photographs. So every year we get a lot of kids like seeing and doing projects on the corn palaces.
Just the idea of a corn palace. I mean, it's fun to try and re-erect that in smaller scale. Now, tell us a little bit about the Sioux City Public Museum.
Well, the Sioux City Public Museum is located in the Pierce Mansion, and that's been there since about 1960. And it was actually, that building was deeded to the city by the Junior League of Sioux City. So it really is a neat community kind of partnership type thing where they gave that city to the building for cultural purposes, and it really is just a fabulous building. I think people in this town kind of take it for granted. We have people all over the world that come and look at it and just are amazed. And of course, one of their comments is, now why does this have a museum in it? They're expecting it more to be a period home, which is of course our eventual goal for the house.
Oh, so I mean, eventually you want it to be a period home.
Right, right. We're going to move the museum part down to the old Penny's building downtown. And that's going to, the first floor of that is going to be made into the public museum.
Oh, great. So here's some future plans to talk about.
Right.
Wow,
so
great.
it's going to be a big expansion, and we're not just taking what's there and taking it downtown, but we're going to be showing off a lot more of our artifacts. We only are able to display just a small percentage of what we have in our collections. We have many wonderful things that we can't display. We have a 1901 Oldsmobile, one of the first car in Sioux City, one of the first actually ever built by Oldsmobile, and before it was just Olds. And then we have all sorts of great things. We hope to have a fire truck in there, that kind of thing. Just a lot of hands-on things for kids.
Definitely.
And so, you know, it should be a really great community attraction.
Wow, that sounds fantastic. So when the new museum comes up, it's going to be a lot more hands-on and a lot bigger things to take a look at.
Yeah, more interactive, hopefully some technology in there that'll make it really a great visitor experience.
Definitely. Now, right now in the exhibit, so you walk into the public museum, and it's my understanding the exhibit's on the first floor, or on the main floor.
Yes, that the second and third floor aren't handicapped accessible if anyone is coming to the museum. So the first floor is, and so that's where we do have the exhibits. They're in two separate rooms because we don't have one room big enough to showcase them all. And we will have a big reception on May 20th. It's just a huge event. We actually have it out on the lawn, and boy, when it's bad weather, it's certainly a chore because you can't fit all those parents and grandparents in.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a good day.
Right, right. We've been fortunate the last few years, knock on wood. So, yeah, that's always a great event to honor the kids, you know, for all the hard work they've done.
No, yeah, definitely. I'm sure it took them hours upon hours to try and do this.
Well, 700 kids throughout the community do these projects each year. We have to narrow them down. We literally have someone that goes out to the school and looks at every single project and narrows it down to these 60. So it's quite an honor to be included.
Wow.
And yeah, so it's a great way for kids to feel part of history.
Definitely, definitely. Now, so on top of seeing the exhibit, of course, what other exhibits are available for the public to see?
Well, so as part of our permanent exhibit, we have a pioneer room with a hands-on log cabin.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. The kids love playing in there, putting on the bonnet or the hat and pretending they're pioneers doing laundry and all that kind of thing, the old-fashioned way. And then on the second floor, we actually have one of the rooms we are starting to renovate to show what a Victorian bedroom would look like.
Oh, wow.
So we've ripped out all the exhibits that were up there, and it's just kind of bare right now. We're hoping to get the plastering done the next few weeks and get that started to kind of give people a flavor of what a period home would look like.
Wow.
And because a lot of people aren't familiar with the concept, they maybe haven't been down to Council Bluffs where you have the Dodge House, or up to Sioux Falls with a
Or even in the Twin Cities, there's that huge mansion.
Okay, I don't
know.
That.
I'm trying to think of one. It's a huge mansion, and it's completely, you know, it was kept the way it was back in the old days, and the owners were, you know, the owners of a railroad system.
Okay.
I don't know if that helps. Terrible with names, but
right.
No, I've seen them before, and I think that would be an amazing. Amazing little piece of history here in Sioux City. Right.
Well, usually most major cities or even smaller ones have a period home to kind of show off what was the local flavor and that kind of thing.
Right.
And I think this will be just a fabulous showcase. One of the things we're really lacking, though, as you mentioned, a lot of the houses kept their original furnishings, but we don't have the original furnishings because of all the hands that the house went through. So we're hoping to get early 1900s Victorian era furnishings for the house. And so if anyone would like to donate any of those, we are collecting those donations.
There you go.
Looking into different ones we can have, because they have to be very specific to the period.
Definitely. Now, so you will have a Victorian room.
Right.
And I know there's a Native American.
Right, that's up on the third floor. And we have a very wonderful Native American collection. It actually has been featured in some magazines and a book that came out about different Native American museums across the country. We have the very fabulous beadwork that was done, and really priceless artifacts and in that display, and also in our permanent collection, which we are unable to display because of space. So that will be part of the new museum. It's a gallery probably devoted to that.
Now, okay, on top of that, so in May, we're going to be able to go in there, see the 4th grade exhibit.
Right.
Which is going to be fun to see all the old monuments.
Right.
And then you go up a floor, you'll be able to see, will the Victorian room be done by then?
No.
Okay.
You'll just kind of see that. It'll be fun though, because you can come in and see what it was like once we took everything away that had been there, and then as we work to get it back.
Yeah, so it'll be...
It's going to be quite a process because between, I mean, it has to be totally replastered, the whole thing. And right now the wiring's sticking out and all that kind of thing. So, I mean, it's pretty rough right now. But on the second floor, we also have 2 rooms that are devoted totally to Sioux City history. And about the time the house was built, the one is of the 1880s through 1900s, and then the next one is the 1900s through 1920s. So in there you have pictures of the home, how it would have looked when John Pierce lived there or when the Martin family lived in there. And you also have some of the artifacts from the area. We have a baseball signed by Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig in that room that someone donated. Yeah.
Is it very well kept? I mean,
yes,
security...
it is. Very secure, very secure. So
wow.
Yeah, that's one of our
that's a priceless item right there.
Right. It's actually one of them signed it twice because it's a young man. He's now obviously an elderly gentleman, but he went out and got it signed because they came through Sioux City and played. And so yeah, that's one of our really great things we have in our collection. Awesome. So yeah, we have some hidden treasures that a lot of people don't even know about.
Definitely. That'd be great. So I mean, so go and see the exhibits. And then not to forget that May is...
As I said, Historic Preservation Month.
Okay.
And so the first week of May, there's a variety of events going on throughout the community. And this year, we're proud that the museum is hosting several of these events, which is really something great for us. The first night, May 1st, we are going to have a tour of some of the homes in the area. Probably, we're not sure how many right now, because that's quite a undertaking to have people come through your house and look.
Definitely.
But the house is known as the Palmer House is going to be featured, and then also the Pierce Mansion. And people, as I mentioned, a lot of times forget that we are actually a home. This was a home one time. So it's neat to be able to look at the museum through that lens of how it would have been like to, instead of the Native American
really
hall,
indulge yourself in the history.
Right. Instead of the Native American hall up on 3rd floor, you actually would have had a ballroom.
Definitely.
And so then we could kind of take people back into some, and then you see some more of the woodwork and that kind of thing, and some of the view that you'd have out of 3rd floor and that kind of thing. So it's kind of thing.
Mary, it seems like we're running out of time.
Okay.
So I'd like to end right now, but May, Historic Preservation Month.
Right.
Go see the exhibits and enjoy history.
Okay.
Yeah? All right. Thank you. And thank you, Siouxland. Remember, when you focus on the community, you focus on what's important.